Hootie hoo! What it do, y'all? It's your boy noluckmacK, and I'm back with another video, man. I'm back on my motherfucking NYC gang war videos, man. I know a lot of y'all, if you subscribe and you've been tuned in with me earlier, you know this is the type of content I was making, reacting to, just street shit, regular street shit, New York City shit, man. I've been on my YouTuber couple shit, regular, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build this channel, man. That's why we on the road to 1K, man, so we can get some type of finances for this shit, you heard? I'm trying to make a little breeze off this, you heard? But right now, we on the road to 100 subscribers. I think currently I'm at 76. So if you fuck with your boy, go ahead. You fuck with these videos, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube shit. But without further ado, we gonna get into some hood shit, man.
Things are getting crazy in the Bronx these days, and it seems it's going to get more crazier. A 44-year-old man was fatally shot inside a Bronx project building while on a visit to his elderly great-aunt. This takes place just days after a young dad expecting twins was slain blocks away. Daryl Harris was shot in the neck in the lobby of a Millbrook Houses building on E137th Street and St.
There, it's crazy shit is in New York. You would think like this type of information travels through the city. If you don't watch the news, bro, you'll never hear none of this shit. If it's not a person you know, you'll never hear none of this shit.
Avenue in Mott Haven, about 6:20 p.m. Saturday, police said. EMS rushed him to Lincoln Hospital, but he could not be saved.
Bro, that's right around where I live, my nigga. Still never even heard this shit.
Are investigating. Harris worked as a home health aide and lived with his mother. He also took care of his great-aunt, who is in her 90s. I can't get this out of my head, that I don't have him now, the aunt said. I'm like his second mother, this is horrific. I helped raise him. Harris's mother was baffled why anyone would want her son dead. All I can say is that he was a good son, she said. He didn't hang out. He was just a good son. The Millbrook Houses residents are no strangers to violence in the community, with 2 more homicides on the grounds and a 3rd on a nearby corner since the beginning of this year. Recently, just half a mile away, 27-year-old Jamal Bryant was shot in the head in the lobby of a
My son look bad young. 27, son didn't even see 30, bro. That's crazy.
Houses building on E141st Street and Willis Avenue. This took place in the afternoon, about 1:50 p.m. The shooter tapped a gun to the side of Bryant's head and opened fire, then kept it moving as Bryant dropped to the ground. Bryant's older brother,
that beat go dumb in the background,
was shot to death in Queens on Christmas Day in 2014. He was 20. Thaddeus Smith, 27, a cousin of Bryant's who lives in South Carolina, made his way to New York to console and support the family. To know that it was done senselessly, it's a trying thing. Especially around the holidays, it's very rough. Bryant, who already had a son and daughter, was expecting twins in a couple of weeks. Him, his wife, and family lived a few blocks from where he was killed, in the Mitchell houses. His wife couldn't eat.
I'm like, of course, when niggas get hit out in New York City, they never did nothing. They never was involved in nothing. They was never cool with nobody. They just did nothing. They did nothing but go to school or go to work and go home. In reality, niggas be very much involved in some bullshit. But it's easy to stay out of, harm's way, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be mindful of who you associating with. Sometimes that be the slip up right there. You not out here drilling, you not out here doing nothing, but niggas done seen you with this specific person, and you caught up by association, man.
Speak to reporters regarding the incident. There was 8 candle lighting at the scene where the victim was shot, at the corner of 141st Street and Willis Avenue. In the Bronx, Bryant's alleged shooter, James Rivera, 41, was arrested.
No funny shit, I used to have to walk under that shit. That's Harlem right there. Those buildings in the background, that's Harlem. Yeah, that's Harlem. But right here, the train tracks, that's all the Bronx right there. Nigga had to walk that bridge from Harlem to the Bronx when I used to work out here.
Thursday night and charged with murder and criminal possession of a weapon.
Police. It's a strip club. There's a couple clubs over there too.
He is homeless person.
I think they closed down though.
I guess a lot of people are homeless these days. Homeless just means you're not on a lease. Rivera was arraigned in Bronx criminal court Friday and remains held without bail. As of November 28, there have been 15 homicides in the 40th precinct this year, up from 13 for the same time period last year. Harris's death was the latest slaying in the Millbrook houses, which was the focal point for a federal gang bust in 2017 that landed 33 people in cuffs. On January 25, police found Jessica Springman, 37, dead in her bathroom in the complex. Her death was ruled a homicide in June. A month later, 42-year-old Lever Jones was shot in the lobby of another one of the complex's buildings, while a music video was being recorded nearby. Police said Jones lived in that building. And on August 27th, a teenage gunman ambushed Demetri Aristide in broad daylight in front of the Millbrook houses, on the corner of East 137th Street and St. Anne's Avenue, shooting the 28-year-old dad 3 times in the chest, cops said. Police arrested a 17-year-old suspect in his killing and
Damn, son. So when he was only 11 years old, the nigga who killed him was just a baby, son. So when he was 10 years old, the dude who killed him was just being born. Like, the nigga who would, like, he's there just enjoying his 10-year-old life, not even knowing that the person who's gonna murder him in 17 years was just born. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's go to Harlem with it.
2 men were randomly stabbed, one fatally, apparently by the same knife we...
Morningside Park is such a peaceful park. I'm like, I hope that's not what he was about to say. I'm like, Morningside is a peaceful side of Manhattan. That's the other side of Central Park. Like,
suspect wandering the Morningside Heights street surrounding Columbia University.
oh, wow.
A third person was menaced by the suspect in Central Park when police arrived and made the arrest. The first victim, a 30-year-old Columbia University student identified as David Jerry, was randomly stabbed at 123rd Street and Amsterdam Avenue at 10:54 p.m. Thursday. He was pronounced...
That's elite because it be so much police over there. Like, that's the little college side of Manhattan by Columbia University. They got their own police and shit. So that's crazy. Like, to catch him in Morningside Park, it do get dark over there because you like right up the block from Central Park. So more people will probably go to Central Park than Morningside Park. But to get poked up in Morningside Park is crazy because every time I've ever been in Morningside Park, especially at night, it don't be nobody in there. So it's kind of like, you know, I guess an ideal place for a criminal to do some sadistic shit. But it's just be like, damn, it's so much space. Like, how you let motherfuckers get so close to you? like I don't play that shit at night, bro. Ain't no getting close at night. Like, I don't know you, bro. It's a specific feat. We still in the pandemic, my guy.
The hospital. Police say Jerry, a graduate student at the School of Engineering and Applied Science, lived in Manhattan. He was also a member of New York International FC, an amateur soccer team playing in the Cosmopolitan Soccer League. He was killed as he walked back to his Morningside Heights apartment after a soccer match. About 15 minutes after Jerry was attacked, a 27-year-old Italian tourist was stabbed at 110th Street and Morningside Drive. That victim, who was spending his first day in the city, was stabbed in the torso and taken to...
Come on, man. Come on, man. His first time in New York City, niggas stab him up. Been him my whole life, bro. That's crazy.
Luke's hospital, where he is expected to survive. Minutes later, a 30-year-old man told police he was menaced inside Central Park. Officers responded and found the suspect, Vincent Pinney, 25, at West 104th Street and Central Park West on the Upper West Side. Pinney was taken into custody with a large kitchen knife.
Sound like he on some crazy shit. That don't sound like no gang shit. That sound like somebody who's lost it in the head. I'm gonna come clean.
The Washington Heights resident was later charged with attempted murder, assault, attempted assault, and criminal possession of a weapon. Detectives believe he is responsible.
And he from Washington Heights. What he doing all the way in the 110s? Washington Heights is like all the way after like 165. You consider in Washington Heights, and it goes all the way to like 190 something. Cause 200. Once you hit 200, you in Dykeman. So I guess like 165 to about 200. Street, that's Washington Heights. My son out here poking niggas up 1/10. Like, that's crazy, bro.
For both stabbings, but the investigation is in its early stages. He is a reputed gang member last arrested in 2013 for gang assault. He was released on parole 5 years later. He has prior arrests for conspiracy, also in...
So, buddy, he ain't even been out 5 years. He only been out like 2-3 years. Like, so he just was like, he probably missed that jail shit, bro. He probably liked it better in there.
14,
It's too
and
much pressure out there and out in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's too much pressure. You gotta do good, do well for yourself, pay rent, get a job. Certain shit that's expected of you for society to deem you a contributing member. Whereas in jail, I mean, you just an inmate. You don't gotta worry about no rent. You don't gotta worry about the children. You don't gotta worry about nothing because you in jail. So you just, I don't know. I don't know if that's just mindset, but yo, it's some niggas who be on that, son. They be institutionalized for real, and they prefer that. Like,
assault in 2013. Police are also investigating an additional stabbing Thursday morning that happened in the same spot where the tourist was attacked later in the day. The 43-year-old man was on West 110th Street when an attacker grabbed him by the neck from behind and stabbed him in the right side of his neck around 12:30 a.m.
this is crazy.
The victim's injuries
Again, never heard none of this shit. I don't watch the news, so I guess that might be why. But usually, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit will come across your Facebook. Just being a New Yorker and like having a bunch of New Yorkers on social media, you'll think somebody will say something, but shit, you don't hear about none of this, and it be happening right in my backyard. Like,
not life-threatening. The stabbings, on opposite ends of Morningside Park, were certain to rattle the Columbia University community that populates Morningside Heights. I try to stay in safe places I know are well patrolled and well manned, one student told Eyewitness News. If anything does happen, I try to avoid confrontation. The community gathered later Friday night for a vigil.
and the thing is, like, over there, that's not even the energy over there. Like, ain't nobody posted outside. Ain't nobody you gotta watch your back from. Like, that's not one of those neighborhoods. That's crazy.
Of Jerry. His fellow soccer players were emotional and they were with him just minutes before the attack. The scenes are not far from where Bernard College freshman Tessa Majors was killed 2 years ago. Majors was stabbed several
I bust cheeks on those stairs. I ain't gonna tell the story, but I bust cheeks on those stairs.
times in Morningside Park by 3 teenagers during a robbery on December 11, 2019.
Crazy. Let's go to Brooklyn with it now. You got an ad this time? Yo, NYC, you're doing bad, man. This type of shit is not cool.
City officials placed a single metal detector in a Brooklyn school building the day after a student was busted with a loaded gun and turned up 21 weapons in just one day, law enforcement sources said. The scanning turned up 21 weapons in the book bags kids brought to school. 4 stun guns.
Time out. Niggas thought the metal detector wasn't going to detect the metal in their book bag, right? I'm like, we had metal detectors in my high school. Niggas was worried about cell phones because somebody got poked up. I don't think they ever found a grip. Like, niggas ain't never seen nothing like that. But cell phones all day. Like, but niggas was putting grips in their bag, like, putting this shit through the scanner. Like, what the fuck? Niggas is different.
7 pepper spray cans, 9
Supposed to stash that somewhere, bro. You bugging. There's no way you're getting in school with that. Like, 21? How the fuck they get 21, though? Like, in one day? Let me run it back.
after a student was busted with a loaded gun and turned up 21 weapons in just one day.
Oh
Law
my
enforcement.
God, son. So that mean after they caught the first 10, fuck the first one. They ain't even shut the school down. Like, yo, we gotta close school for today. We have a real problem here. They let that shit go up to 21. They confiscated 21 guns on some Green Day shit. Hold on.
Sources said. The scanning turned up 21 weapons in the book bags kids brought to school. 4 stun guns, 7 pepper spray cans, 9 knives and 1 set of brass knuckles. That was just in a day. But here is the thing, security agents at the Adams Street complex in downtown Brooklyn, which houses 3 schools and enrolls about 1,000 kids, have recovered 38 weapons from students over the past 3 days.
Wait, run it back.
Agents at the Adams Street complex in downtown Brooklyn, which houses 3 schools and enrolls about 1,000 kids, have recovered 38 weapons from students over the past 3 days alone. The Department of Education installed the scanner in the complex housing the Urban Assembly School for Law and Justice and 2 other schools in downtown Brooklyn Thursday morning after the 17-year-old was nabbed there allegedly with a 9mm pistol and more than $30,000 in cash.
And this is what I be saying. Motherfuckers be criminals but don't be organized. Like, My man, if you doing numbers like that and you holding like that, bro, you supposed to have drops, bro. You supposed to have place stashes. Why are you carrying that to school? Like, to school, bro? I respect still going to school, but like, yo, why are you bringing that to school, bro? Come on, G.
17-year-old had been busted a day earlier
Huh?
after $30,000 in cash. The 17-year-old had been busted a day earlier after showing up late for school at around noon and entering an office to log his attendance. A school staffer spotted what she thought was a pistol in his backpack and alerted school safety agents. The student was detained until NYPD units arrived and allegedly discovered the gun and the cash in his possession. Weapons of any kind have absolutely no place in our schools,
None.
and our outstanding school safety agents safely recovered these items during screenings, ensuring that all students and staff are safe, said DOE spokesperson Nathaniel Steyer. All protocols were followed, and school staff are following up with students regarding appropriate.
I feel like gangs need to make schools neutral ground, son. Like, we could talk, or we could talk, set it up, yo, let's move over here. But schools need to be mutual ground, son, because there's too much non-active people. You know what I'm saying? It's really just a handful of motherfuckers that's active like that. The rest of these people just going to school because they got to go to school. Like, that's just part of what they got to do in their household, their age, you know what I'm saying? The regular giddy up, growing up in this country. And the fact in this country, so many kids that just keep getting harmed by guns in school is just, that don't make no sense, my boy. That don't make sense. Like, come on, son. It's too much people who don't got nothing to do with that anger, that grip, all them bullets to be getting hit by them, son. It's just not fair, bro. That shit not fair. Take your bullshit elsewhere. Get them up, get them away from them schools, man. And the craziest thing, they have laws where you can't own firearms next to schools. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a specific license of some sort, bro. And that shit is like, but that's what sense is of making a law if people not gonna know the law until they break it? That's a sad reality. You know what I'm saying? People don't know the law until they break it. It's crazy.
Interventions. Greg Floyd, president of the School Safety Agents Union, said he wasn't surprised by Thursday's weapons haul. Once again, he said, "I ask the question, how many weapons are in our schools? We just don't know. This is the tip of the iceberg." Floyd reiterated his opposition to calls for the removal of safety agents and metal detectors from schools. He has also said a lack of hiring has left schools understaffed with safety agents. "I don't feel safe," said one female student before entering the building Friday. A male student said self-defense has simply become part of life's curriculum for many city kids. "It's just casual protection," he said. When asked who he was fearful of, the teen said, "Ask the people with the knives." A Post reporter witnessed a female student attempt to discard a stun gun before entering the building Friday. A security agent saw her place it next to a curb and picked it up. A building source said that an increasing number of students are bringing in weapons as a means of protection. "A lot of these kids bring this stuff for self-defense," she said. "It's a shame that it's come to that. But it's the truth. Sometimes you see who is carrying in something or gets caught with something, and you can't believe it. They're scared." While some city schools have detectors year-round, others are only subject to random or temporary scanning. Mayor de Blasio chose to increase unannounced scanning earlier this year after a rash of violent incidents and gun.
Sheesh, man. That's craziness right there. I'm not gonna lie. New York City is definitely becoming. Well, New York City was already on Gangland, but shit, niggas is violent, and the criminals is just teenagers, bro. You got teenagers killing adults, fathers to be. Like, that's crazy. Ensuring that cycle, man. That cycle is too protected, man. Niggas gotta stop protecting that cycle of dysfunction in this country, brother. And that's how I feel about it. It's been your boy Mac, and I'm gone. Holla at me.